And on this video, we'll continue to read the book, The Cashflow Quadrant, by Robert Kiyosaki, the one who wrote the famous Rich Dad Poor Dad book. And this is video number 94. And he's saying how to start thinking like a rich person. He's showing us how to start thinking like a rich person. Excited? Please join me. Hello, welcome to Take a Step to a Better You. Here I share what I know and continue to learn. If you are returning, I appreciate you very much. Thank you. You know what to do to support this message. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Sherifa, Nakalema, I'm a business owner in Virginia, USA, and I'm here daily. Today, we are on this book, The Cashflow Quadrant, and Robert is teaching us how to start thinking like a rich person. But let me show you the whole schedule. I'm here daily, and on Monday, I record videos about YouTube tips. That's for YouTubers. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, that's when I do these books. It's about money tips and business tips. Then on Thursday, I drive around just to show you USA. I choose the place I drive around. I'm not going inside much because of the restrictions, but I mean the mask and all that. But like recently, I showed you the airport. I went inside, but I'll do that more, a little bit more maybe. And then on Friday, we go live. That's fun. Even answer questions from this one. If you remember what we did here, come on Friday. You answer and get some and win some money. Then but that's about success habits. How do we make our life better? Saturdays, Earn Money Online, affiliate marketing. I come live again. Then on Sundays, motivation. See, busy. And sometimes I show up just to ask to talk about like being grateful. I show up anytime. Okay, please. Consider subscribing if any of that sounds like relevant to your life, and also click on the bell so you know when I'm showing up. You see me in your feed, please click on it. Now, the Cashflow Quadrant is actually there is an image to explain it easier. So let's show you. On the left, it says money comes to us from one of these 4 quadrants. On the left, you are either an employee. That's how you make your money. Or you are a self-employed person, S, or small business owner. S has 2. Self-employed, small business owner. Then on the right, you're a large business owner or you are an investor. You could be in more than one quadrant. But the quadrant where you get your most money, that's where you belong. You are classified as being in that. Okay? So you could be an employee, but also investing. But if most of your money comes from being an employee, then that's where you are, the dominant one. Okay. Now, today, the message is how to start thinking like a rich person. But before I start reading, I want to remind you that this book is free audio for 1 month, and the link is in the description. The physical book, you can buy it from Amazon.com, link in the description. And also, if you want to just watch me read and read and read, then we are on 94. You go start from number 1. I have a link also in the description and a pinned comment and end screen. Takes you to all of them. Share. This message is so important. For those of you who are money-minded, those who want to do better, especially in money, in business and investing. Okay, now I'm going to read. And this reading actually ends chapter 10. Chapter 10 was Take Baby Steps. For those of you who've been following here, Take Baby Steps ends today. And then the next one will be, we're going to start the 7 steps to finding your financial fast track. That will be video number 95. Let's first finish this one today. In fact, what I named this video is exactly what he's starting with. He says, how do you start thinking like a rich person? Okay, that's our reading today. It won't be long, this one. And now Robert is writing. People often ask me how to get started thinking like a rich person. I always recommend starting small and seeking education rather than running out and jumping into investing. If they are serious about learning and retaining themselves to think like a rich person, retraining themselves to think like a rich person, I recommend my Cashflow board game. I created the game to help teach financial intelligence. It gives people the mental, physical, and emotional training that is required to make the gradual change from thinking like a poor or middle class person to thinking like a rich person. It teaches people to think about what my rich dad said was important, which is not a large paycheck or a big house, but the accumulation of cash producing assets. Okay, here's the subheading. Cash flow, not money, relieves anxiety. It's like a subheading. Financial struggle and poverty are really financial anxiety problems. They're mental and emotional loops and keep people stuck in what I call the rat race. Unless the mental and emotional hooks are broken, the pattern remains intact. I worked with a banker to break this pattern of financial struggle. While I'm certainly not a therapist, I have had experience breaking my own financial habits instilled by my family. The banker made a good living, but was always in some sort of financial trouble. He had a beautiful family, 3 cars, and a big house, and a vacation home. To the world, he looked like a prosperous banker. But when I looked at his financial statement, I discovered he had a financial cancer, Janet, a financial cancer that will be terminal in a few years if he did not change his ways. Financial cancer. Okay. The first time he and his wife played cash flow, he struggled and fidgeted almost uncontrollably. His mind wandered and he could not seem to grasp the game. After 4 hours of play, he was still stuck. Everyone else had completed the game, but he was still in the rat race. As we put the game away, I asked him what was going on. His only answer was that the game was too hard, too slow, and too boring. I reminded him about what I had told him before the game started. Games reflect behavior. In other words, a game is like a mirror that allows you to look at yourself. That statement angered him, so I backed off and asked if he was still committed to getting his financial life in order. He said he was, so I invited him and his wife, who loved the game, to come play again with an investment group I was coaching. A week later, he reluctantly showed up. This time, a few lights began to go on inside his head. For him, the accounting part was easy, so he was naturally neat and tidy with his numbers, which is important for the game to be valuable. But now he was beginning to understand the world of business and investing. He could finally see with his mind his own life's patterns and what he was doing to cause his own financial struggle. After 4 hours, he still did not finish the game, but he was beginning to learn. As he left this time, he invited himself back. By the third meeting, he was a new man. He was now in control of his game, his accounting, and his investment. His confidence soared, and this time he was successfully he successfully exited the rat race and was on the fast track. When he left, he purchased a game and said, "I'm going to teach my kids." By the first meeting, he told me his personal expenses were down. He had changed his spending habits and was being more careful with his credit cards. And he was taking an active interest in learning to invest and build his asset column. His thinking was now on track to make him an information age thinker. At the fifth meeting, he played Cashflow 202, the advanced game for people who have mastered Cashflow 101. He was now ready and eager to play the game and to play the fast and risky game that is true for B's and I's. That the true B's and I's play. The best news was that he took control of his financial future. This man was completely different from the one who had asked to make cash flow easier the first time he played. A few weeks later, instead of wanting things to be easier, he was actively seeking bigger challenges and was optimistic about his financial future. I'm reading the last part. He had educated himself, not mentally, but also emotionally, through the power of the repetitive learning process that comes from a game. In my opinion, games are superior teaching tools because they require the player to become fully engaged in the learning process while having fun. Playing a game involves a person mentally, emotionally, and physically. That's the end of video number 94. The next time you see me, I'll be starting the 7 steps to finding your financial track. And when we finish this book, which we will finish, see what's left, then I'll figure out. I keep saying, I haven't started on the process. I have to deal with to see if we could get that cash flow game right here on this channel. I'll work on that. And there's something he said that was interesting. He said that cash flow relieves anxiety. But actually, I would add also that having multiple sources of income. Because if you have cash flow, but it's coming from one section. If like the economy, something happens to the economy, you still have that anxiety. But if you have multiple sources of income, then you know at least if something happened over there, something's happening over here, you have something still coming in. That's why I encourage. Even when like we are online here, you want to supplement the online money with the local money. So that in case something happens to online people, whatever, you never know, then at least locally you have something too. So diversify and have multiple sources of income. But what he said was that the financial anxiety happens when you don't have money, or when it's risky, you have just one source. Okay, add a comment for me. Please like it, share it. Like I always end them, I say, take very good care of yourself, take very good care of your families, take very good care of your health, take a step to better you. Bye.